Good day, sir. My name is Teshin of Tampal, and my metric number is MC23102568. So, this is a self-reflection video from the mock teaching. So, we choose the title Family Ties. So, let's move on to the next slide, Introductions and Context Settings. Today I'll be sharing my thoughts and experience from my simulated lesson titled Family Ties. This reflection will focus on what happened during the section, what I observed about my teaching, what went well, what one I can improve, and how this experience will help me grow as a future educator. This lesson was special to me because to me, family is something universal and most important thing in everyone's life. Every student could contact with it in their own way, and the connection became the heart of this learning experience. So the main purpose of my lesson was to introduce vocabulary related to family, relationships, and cultural celebration. The words like tradition, togetherness, respect, and celebration. At the same time, I wanted my students to feel comfortable sharing about their families and learning about others. I also aimed to strengthen their communication skills by encouraging them to express ideas verbally and through interactive activities. So overall, the lesson combined language learning, cultural understanding, and personal expression, and I also created a Kahoot game to understand more about each and other culture. Let's move on to the next slide, which is recollection and observation. So I begin with a warm-up section question, what does family mean to you? Students gave beautiful answers like love, support, happiness, togetherness. This helped build a warm environment right from the start. Then another member of the group showed images of different family celebrations such as Hari Raya, Deepavali, Chinese New Year, Christmas, Gawai. So, students respond by sharing the celebration they participate in and why those moments are made for them. Next, I introduced the new vocabulary. I used pictures, gestures, and examples to make meaning clear and memorable. Students repeated the word and connected them to their own experiences. After that, students took part in a sharing section where they described a unique family tradition they enjoy. Some talked about festive foods, some about visiting relationships, and others about religious celebration. To the end lesson, I conducted a Kahoot quiz game with 10 questions to review vocabulary and check understanding in a fun and engaging way. That was a fun and many of them participated and won it. Finally, students reflected on one new thing they learned from a classmate, helping them recognize diversity within the classroom. The lesson flowed through listening, speaking, interacting, and reflecting, involving multiple skills and learning modes. And also, they understand about each other culture very well and speak about it. Okay, next is critical analysis. Learning objectives were achieved with active engagement. So students were engaged from start to finish. They enjoyed sharing personal experiences. Kahoot made learning fun and boosted memory recall. The atmosphere felt safe and supportive. Even the quiet student became an active student when the Kahoot game was included in the teaching. So the varieties of activities worked well. No one felt stuck in one mode too long, and using outing examples helps students see real world relevance. One thing I'm proud of is my use of encouraging language, saying things like good try, nice point, that's interesting, tell me more. I saw my students smiling after being acknowledged, which tells me the environment I created was welcoming. And some of the challenges are some students shy to speak and need more time management, supporting prompts, and facing adjustment. So my strengths are one major strength I identify is that I successfully created a supportive atmosphere. I use phrases such as good idea, thank you for sharing, that's very interesting, and you're such a genius. This encourages students to speak up confidently. I also think my lesson activities complemented each other well. First one is visual support from images. Second one, listening and speaking through class discussions. Third one, movement and excitement through the Kahoot game. Fourth one, personal connection through storytelling. This combination motivated most students to engage actively throughout the lesson. Another strength was my classroom communication. I spoke clearly and explained instructions step by step, which helped the lesson organized, and my clear instructions and my friendliness attracts the students. Communication and engaging activities and cultural inclusivity. Next one is my weakness. However, there were also areas where I faced challenges. I noticed that some quieter students hesitated to speak in front of the whole class. Their participation was minimal unless they were encouraged directly. Even when our group members had been created a pair work, and also time management was issue. This discussion section took longer than planned, which caused me to rush the closing. Reflection. I learned that being flexible with timing is important, but maintaining balance is equally necessary to ensure all lesson objectives are met. So the main weaknesses were uneven participation among students, rush sensitization due to timing issues, and also vocabulary visuals, shy learners, and AH. Okay, next is impact on students. So my lessons catered well to different learning styles. Visual learners benefited it from the on-screen vocabulary, images, auditory learners from discussion, and kinesthetic learners from the interactive game. When I noticed some students hesitating to respond, I adapted by offering text participation as an alternative, helping them feel included. These adjustments contributed to a more inclusive classroom environment, and all of my students were actively participate when I did this kind of actions. Goal setting and action plan. Okay. Moving forward, I plan to improve differentiated strategies by giving students choice in how they respond or share ideas. Then strengthen time management through more structured activity. Okay, more scaffolding for learners. I'll also increase student-to-student interaction by incorporating pair or small group conversations I had created. So this really supported each other students to get well know each other. To support my growth, I will seek feedback from mentors, attend workshops on engaging diverse learners, and continue practicing interactive teaching tools in future lessons. So we are at the last part, conclusion. So as the conclusion, this stimulated teaching experience has provided meaningful insight into my teaching approach and classroom presence. I am grateful for the chance to evaluate my strengths and reflect on areas of improvement. I look forward to applying these changes in future lessons to better support student learning and create an even more dynamic and inclusive environment. Thank you so much. That's all from me.